Hey, it's Chad again at the acceleration station, and I'm going to take us through another workout with your mini Waff. This is going to be another seated abdominal sequence, or what you can call a core sequence or a central column sequence. That's my preference, central column. So think of your spine and your pelvis as being essentially everything that you would associate with your core. So your central column. So I'm going to take you through a little bit more of an advanced, intermediate, advanced sequence. So once you're comfortable with the first sequence I took you through, the sensitization sequence, I'm going to take you through the next level of that sequence, but and add in a couple more details. Okay, so let's get started. So first we're going to work on the one mini Waff, and then we'll add our second one for a little bit more challenge. Okay, so here we go. So sitting on the central column of the mini Waff again, sitting up nice and tall. One of the things that I didn't talk about a lot in the first video is what you can do with your shoulders. So you can do what's called protraction and retraction, which is moving forward and backward like you're pushing. I have a white wall in front of me. I'm pushing the wall away. I'm pulling it to me. I'm pushing it away. I'm pulling it to me. I'm pushing it away. I'm pulling it to me. In the upright position, this is just more of a shoulder exercise. When I do it in my V-sit, it's not going to be a shoulder exercise. It's going to be increasing and decreasing central column tension. So here's how we do that. I'm going to take hands on. I'm going to go back into my V-sit, keeping my spine really straight, head back. I'm going to take my arms up and flex my wrists. Now, every time I retract my shoulder blades back this way, I'm adding a lot more tension to my front body because I'm putting more force to my back body. Then I'm going to press my arms away, decreasing the tension. Pulling it, increasing the tension, decreasing the tension, increasing the tension, decreasing and increasing, and decreasing. I can do the exact same variation with my toes up. Retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction. And I would do that sequence maybe 10 times again, or around 60 seconds per sequence. So next we're going to add another arm motion to our sequence. We're going to start with the arms up in neutral, so the shoulders will be neutral. We're going to go through rotation, and when we go through rotation, we're also going to move the arms laterally to the side. I'll show you in profile, and then I'll face you so you can see what I'm doing. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll start with the toes down for more stability. Nice up, lifted up spine. Chin is back. That allows the elevation of the chest. We lean back in that straight spine position. Hands come up like we're going to retract and protract. We're just going to find the middle. And then we're going to externally rotate the shoulders so the palms are up. Now that we're externally rotated, we're going to take the arms out to the side and then back to the front. I'm going nice and slow. This is not a challenge like how far back can I reach. I don't want to pinch my shoulders. I just want to take my arm weight out to the side and then back to the front. Externally rotated shoulder. You can add rotation on the way back in. Internal rotation in the midline, external rotation on the outside. Internal rotation on the midline, external rotation on the side. Again, 10 reps or about 60 seconds. Let me face you so you can see what that looks like head on. Setting up, nice vertical spine, ever so slightly forward of the central column so that I'm nice and lifted. I'm going to hinge my body back. I'm leaning back. Front body is nice and engaged. My eyes are open, and at horizon I take my arms up. First, let me show you protraction, retraction from the front. Moving the shoulder blades back, pressing them forward, moving them back, pressing them forward, moving them back, pressing them forward. Of course, we're going to be taking our time. And then from here, if I'm going through rotation, I can either start in one rotation. I would start an external like we did in the profile view. Arms to the side, to the front, to the side, to the front. And if I'm adding internal rotation, as I come to the front, I would engage medially. So I'm going thumb to thumb, out, pinkies up, thumb to thumb. You can even press your fingertips together, out, thumb to thumb. Give this nice diamond shape. Press the diamond in. Externally rotate. Press the diamond in. Externally rotate. Press the diamond in. Okay? About 10 reps or 60 seconds is a pretty good challenging sequence there. I'm going to go back to the profile view for the next one. We're going to do the exact same V-sit idea, but we're going to add a cross crawl to it. I actually demonstrate it to you facing forward so you understand the orientation of your legs and your feet, and then I'll turn sideways. So we're going to be hinging backwards like we did before, all of our V-sits, engaging the tummy toward the spine, nice and long and tall. From here, we're going to flex up on, sorry, let's go in the sequence I did it before. Hands up, flexing up, toes up off the ground. So you're neither protracted nor retracted. You're just going to stay wide in your shoulders. Then you're going to bend your elbows so that your thumbs are near your shoulders. They don't have to touch, they're just near your shoulders, so that your arms are on the same diagonal line that your body's in. So your arms are back in that V-sit angle. Head is back. So you're going to first start with a little small reach on that diagonal with your hands. So my left hand, reaching diagonally back, back, back. Now I do need to be on my heels for this one because my next motion is going to be lifting the opposite heel. So I'm going to go right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. And now you can see my waff is moving, or I'm moving, and the waff is responding to my motion. You can keep the motion of your arm nice and small. It doesn't have to be big. But you're not kicking out. I'm not kicking my foot toward you. When I go to profile view here in a moment, you'll be able to see. I'm elevating up, and if anything, my knee comes slightly toward me. I'm not intending to crunch because I need my back to stay straight. We'll do a different exercise here coming up where we'll round the spine. That's a different video, actually. Okay, back to the profile view. Same exercise. This is going to be a V-sit with a cross crawl. Sitting up nice and tall, lean back. Keep your head in line, bring your arms up, find that neutral position or the wide position, flex up onto your heels. Bring it all the way back here, so thumbs near the shoulder line. Notice I'm reaching back, diagonally backward. I'm not reaching up toward the ceiling. You should be able to see that pretty clearly in the video. And then when I add cross crawl, pardon me, I'm going to be doing my opposite leg to my arm. Again, I'm not kicking out. I'm not moving my leg away from me. In fact, if anything, I'd like to draw it toward me. Very small. Okay, so that's a little bit more of an advanced sequence for the first series that we did, adding a few more variations, adding some rotations, adding some more arm exercises, but the emphasis of this sequence is just like the first sequence, which is the entire central column. I'm going to do the same thing now with the 2 waffs, so we're going to do that sequence now pretty quickly, just as a reminder that you can just see what it looks like to have both the hips and the feet on the mini-waff. On a mini-waff. Okay, popping up. Hips are forward of the center column for V-sits always. Lift it up nice and tall. Hinging back. First thing we do is protraction, retraction. Taking your time in your own workout. It's about 60 seconds or 10 reps each exercise. Now I'm going to add the rotation outward. First, I'm just holding external rotation. I might do 10 of those. Then I'm going to go out from the side. I'm going to go in with my thumbs touching. Holding the V-sit. I could add my diamond tension. So I'm pressing my fingertips together. Okay, so it's just a demonstration of the first sequence that we did with the shoulder rotations and with protraction and retraction. Now we're going to do the cross crawl sequence. So again, slightly forward of your central column. This time we're going to start shoulders neutral or shoulders wide. We'll bring the thumbs to the back and we'll start our cross crawl sequence. Feet up. Now you'll notice every time I'm taking a break, I'm bringing my feet down. Because every time my feet are on a waff, I'm active. I'm being much more dynamic. So to give my body a little rest in between, it's important that I take at least my feet off. If I really wanted to rest more, I would take my hips off the waff as well. But in between, a reasonable thing to do would be to take your feet off the mini Waff that your feet are on. Okay? Makes sense, doesn't it? Take the one that your feet are on, off. Okay. Lift it up, hinging back, finding your V-sit angle. Arms are going to come up. You're neutral in your shoulders or wide. You're folding at the elbows and bringing your hands back onto the same diagonal line that your spine is on. First, you can start with just the arms, finding the same diagonal reach. Now I'm going to add the cross crawl motion. Ooh, that's always fun the first time. Again, I'm not kicking my leg outward. Okay. So something to keep in mind when you're doing your that cross crawl sequence, if you're going to be doing it on the mini Waff with your feet on. When your heels are elevated, there's a couple things that happen. One, certainly it makes the work more dynamic, but also when your heels are elevated, it does require more hip flexion because now your heels are in the same line as your sits bone, approximately. Not quite the same as doing it on the floor because of the fact that the two surfaces that you're on now can move independently of one another. But just keep that in mind. It's going to require a little bit more hip flexion, so it might take a little bit of time to build up to it, but at least now you have it as an option. Okay, enjoy waffing. Tune in for the next video with the fitness scientist.